So Jaron Ennis, man, he's been the hot topic the past few weeks because of the situation with him moving up in weight, him fighting Lima as his first fight at 54. A lot of people frown upon that. Um, I look at it different ways, yeah, nobody heard of this dude at all. But at the same time, hey, if he feel like if Eddie heard him, they feel like it's just something that Boots got to do to get acclimated to the division, then cool, you know. And that's leading me to something, where you watch Jaron Ennis on camera, you watch his behavior, his demeanor, you watch, you listening to, you watching his movements, how they're moving him, right? And you saw what he was doing down there welterweight to people. So, are we looking at a overrated fighter, or could he be fooling us? Could Boots really be somebody that can't be fucked with? Could he really be a force to be reckoned with, man? Are we watching a guy that's playing possum because everybody is thinking that he is not who he said who he say he is? Are we looking at somebody that's potentially he can be going to this new division and he goes in there and smokes everybody? Could that be a thing? Y'all know how I feel about Jaron Ennis, man. I always praised him. All right, but there were some things that some fights that I feel like he shouldn't have been fighting. But a lot of people were like, yo, man, who was around for him to fight? There was some people that didn't want to fight him at welterweight. That may have been a thing. That was a thing. A lot of people feel like, look, he's like 30 plus fights in. He should have already been fighting world-class fighters by now, which is true. But so all of that is not Boots' fault. A lot of that is his like handler's fault too. Or at the same time, maybe, Boots could turn down fights. He's the one that ultimately could say no. So you gotta look at it from both aspects. It's a lot of blame to go around for that, but could we be looking at a potential undisputed 154-pound champion Jaron Ennis, man? Could he be fooling us all into thinking that he's just a fighter that just like to beat up on what they would like to call tomato cans, but he really is very talented, and he will put on that display against anybody, even Crawford or Bakram Murtazaliev, Sebastian Fundora, them kind of guys, the top dudes at the division. I guess it's something that we got to find out. Now Boots himself said he ready for all the smoke at 54, right? Now, we all know in life, actions speak louder than words. So you can say that, but we got to see it, right? So once we see, this Lima fight, as much as we don't like this fight, I get it. The fight is only for one day. It's one night. It's one night. Once he gets over that fight, then we'll see what the actions are after that fight. Then we'll know who he fights next, and then we'll know if he is who we say he is. From what everybody is saying, Virgil Ortiz is going to be likely next after Lima. Right? Now, if he doesn't fight Virgil Ortiz after Lima, then you can start questioning a lot of stuff. If he fights somebody on the same level as Lima after he fights after he fights Lima, or then you can start questioning it. Then now it's something about Boots that they're worried about. Or it might not even be Boots' fault. It might be Virgil Ortiz camp that start getting cold feet or something like that, and then decide that they want to move away from Boots. So if he don't fight Virgil after Lima, it's not necessarily Jaron Ennis' fault or Eddie Hearn. It could also be Virgil Ortiz's team too. So that's something to also think about. All right. Now, if he fights somebody again, and then we find out it's Virgil's fault, and then that forces Boots to fight somebody on Lima's level, is that an excuse? Probably not, because there's other fighters that's more skilled and more accomplished than Lima. That's not Virgil. You know what I'm saying? You got, it depends on the time frame of who's available, who's open for Boots. But there's a possibility there. Is it? Do you guys think there's a possibility that this dude really is that guy? and we just don't know it yet because he's not given the opportunity, or dude's been skirting around Boots, or what, or is he a hype job, and is Eddie Hearn complicit in this by offering these dudes these low amounts to fight Boots, knowing that they're going to turn down that money, and then they turn around and say that these dudes don't want to fight, as like a low-key duck tactic, knowing that he really don't want to put Boots in there with these dudes, so they offer him the lowest amount, so these dudes gonna turn it down. That could be a thing, but ultimately, are we being fooled? Is Boots really that guy? And are we looking at a phenom in the making? Good questions, man. I guess we have to find that out. I want to get y'all opinion. Drop them comments, man. Talk to me. It's your boy, Rebel Light Boxing. You know what it is. I'll catch y'all later.